It's week 5 in building a design studio, a studio where I'm able to sustain myself and bless people through the products that I make. This week I actually started to share things on social media, the purpose of which is to show people my process, which will hopefully inspire them and teach others in that there's no like magic, but this is something that anyone can do. And that was hugely encouraging to be able to start sharing things and try and share things daily on threads, daily on Instagram stories, and I'm going to try and post weekly as well on Instagram. Another key part of that is these videos. Last week I filmed the first of these videos, an introduction and actually what I've been doing in weeks 1 to 4. Well, I've started to edit those and hopefully I'll be able to share those later today. This is me filming the end of week 5 and looking ahead to the beginning of week 6. I hope that I can send out a newsletter actually kind of announcing this. It feels like a launch. In many ways, it's launching from the very beginning. My accounts have started from 0. They might have a handful of followers, but I'm starting from the very beginning. But that feels exciting and feels like I get to shape this and reach people who really, really care about it. The other thing I did this week was finish this, something I'm really proud of, a personal project, but something that I shared on Threads and actually got quite a lot of interaction on, which was a really cool feeling, something I've not quite experienced before. This is an iPod dock, inspired by the plateau of the iPhone Air. I have got this iPod which I've modded, swapped out the click wheel for a black one and replaced the hard drive with a little SD card in there, giving it a new lease of life, and I love this iPod. I wanted a proper dock for it, so it's super easy just to come home, put it in its home, and then it can start charging or syncing. And then super easy again just to take off. And I wanted it to feel like, didn't want it to take up too much space, but I wanted it to have presence on my desk. And inspired by other Apple products, I decided to give it this plateau. Now this has gone through loads of iterations. I've got a whole handful of other 3D prints. Let me get those. These are some of the other designs. I think this is where it started, in this kind of inspired by the iPod itself. This shape is the iPod but symmetrically facing downwards, but I wasn't 100% in love with the idea, and then here's where the plateau started, and then it kind of evolved into the much closer to the shape I've got now, and experimenting with how to hold the wire in as well as a kind of base plate that you would screw on. And then ultimately I was able to simplify that into this, which has the cable actually held in there without any screws or anything. So I was really, really pleased with this. The next step is actually, well, people seem to love it, so now people seem to enjoy it. Now I'm wondering, shall I get some other prototypes made out of resin so that it would feel even more solid? And I think that is something I'll explore. So this was a really cool project to make for myself, but then see that it actually is getting some love online. Yeah, if you want to see where this goes, if it does go anywhere, then keep following me on Threads and on Instagram, and you can see what will happen with that. Another thing I've done this week is consider how can I improve these cable clips. I absolutely love them, and have found them incredibly useful. But now I'm wondering, how can I push these further? And I think it's actually adding icons or letting people customize them. Imagine having USB-C to A or C to C, C to Lightning or Thunderbolt, or just another small way of helping you stay organised. Feels like I haven't done loads this week, but what I have done, I think, has been significant, for me at least. I want to turn a rhythm into a habit, a daily rhythm of posting, actually showing up and being present, and a weekly rhythm of posting something like this, a weekly rhythm of filming a video explaining what I've done. And that is as much for me as it is for growing the brand. It's as much for me a way of processing and really thinking and trying to be intentional with what I do each week, as it is a way of showing what I've done and sharing that and trying to encourage others who might be also on this journey. Again, this is not supposed to be a how-to. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I am trying to be intentional with what I'm doing. So, thank you for following along.